All right, Chapter 3, Permitting and Approval of Lease Operations. Chapter identified with the process for the ensure the efficient review of the approval of the environmental responsible oil, gas lease development with the information provided with the acquaintment with the operator with the basic procedure required for the approval of the lease operation of the operator. Have the two procedural options: securing approval of the drill with the notice of the taking of the option with the application for the permit of the drill APD. Although the times are for the frames of the regulation, same with the both of the option with the option specifically for the end of the notice for the staking option is properly coordinated with the earlier in process, maybe the expedite of the final property permit with the approval because it allows operator with the opportunity to gather information better to address the site specifically reach over the concern for the preparing of the APD package. The APD option may be more efficient within within fill wells developed in the field with the operator with the surface management with the agency developed in the close work relationship or have agreed on master development plan and standard operating procedure in the field. Initiating the process of obtaining with the approval of the drill with the generally initiated with the filler with the notice of the staking filed by the APD with the by filling the job filing just an APD, even the option complete with the acceptable APD monies for the file with the Bureau of Land Management, planning to coordinate with the Bureau of Land Management, other surface management agency may be critical immediately operative need with the form for a smooth and timely permitting process. It is highly recommended for the operator to consult with the surface management agency prior to filing either a notice of the taking or an APD to discuss the operative the general plan with the development initial of the plan. Me, with the surface management agency, with the will inform of the operative surface management agency for the procedure requirement sensitive area of the session to have been avoided as well with the recommendations to aid timely permitting process. Drill application option. The application to permit the oil drill with no drilling operation for the relay with the surface distributing application to be made initiated without the approved APD. The APD must be approved by the authorized officer of the Bureau of Land Management with consultation surface management agency is appropriate with the National Forest System and lands. The Forest Service must approve of the surface use plan of the operation portion of the APD with the floor of the Bureau of Land Management can approve of the APD. Operators are strongly encouraged to consult with the appropriate surface management agency as early as possible before filing the APD with identify the local requirements of potential concern to help ensure the timely concern process of the APD should completely include all necessary supporting information such information as the well associated right-of-way roads of the pipeline production facilities onshore order of the number 1 section 3 with a D with a describe the specific information requirements of filing including APD include with the drill plans or for the use of the plan operation for the operation pro of the National Forest System land also refers to subpart E with the Title 36 of the Code of Federal Regulation 228 with addition with these requirements on-site inspection must be held before the APD package can be judged with complete within 10 days of the receipt of the APD with the Bureau of Land Management in consultation with the Forest Service, the application for the National Forest System land will notify the operator whether or not the application is complete with the APD package consists of Form 3163 with the application permit to drill with the re-entry of surface use of the plan operation drilling plan a well plat certified registered surveyor, evidence of the bonder, original certification, original electronic signature, and other information required and ordered by the notice of the regulation. In order to facilitate process with the multiple APT with the order development, the better analysis of the cumulative effect of the appropriate mitigation for the operative with the main effect for the be asked for to submit the master development plan for all portion of the well development of the developing field as well within the master development plan with the sharing of the common drilling of this plan with the surface use of the plan operations. Plans for future development production APT Form 3163 with a survey plan. Plots must be submitted with the proposed with either the master development plan with the following its approval. The APTs must be referenced for the common drill plan, so for the use of the plan operation posting a notice of staking or an APD with local with the BLM and the Forest Service Office Operation National Forest System land indicate the Bureau of Land Management Forest Service 30-day public notification period is required before a federal APD can be approved with the on-site inspection is held. After filing the APD, if the on-site with the inspection was not held previously, under the notice for the taking and the approval of the APD with available for the 2 year with the date of the approval of a long leasing not expired with the during with an APD with extend for the up to 2 years discretion of the Bureau of Land Management. The Surface Management Agency is written request for the file before 2-year expiration date. Terms of the APD may require for the operator to contact with the Bureau of Land Management with the Surface Management Agent before beginning with construction activities. Notice of the taking. Billing of the notice of the taking with the Bureau of Land Management. The operator is formally requesting the on-site inspection prior to the filing of the APD APD joint within 7 days of the on-site with the inspection. All parties of the joint to help to provide with the littlest a resource with the concern of the operator to draft the APD with the help of the operator to filling with the completing with the APD. With the APD is not filed with the Bureau of Land Management. Within 6 days of the on-site inspection with the notice of the taking will be returned to the operator with the posting with the notice of the taking. Local Bureau of Land Management. Forest Service officer also initiated the mandatory Bureau of Land Management Forest Service 30-day public notification requirement. There is no specific form but available to the information specific sample the format provided with the appendix D with the necessary information requirement of the lands involved with the management of the federal agency without further Bureau of Land Management. The Bureau of Land Management will provide a copy of the notes for the taking of the appropriate agency. Alright, surveying and staking. Regardless of the option, select the notes of the staking of the or the APD of the central stake with the proposed well with the two reference marker with the must be staked with an axis with the road flagged along with the center line with the on the site with the inspection survey and staking considered with the casualty use unless the activity expected with the clove with more than negligible distance of the damage. Surveying staking is initiated with advance approval of the Bureau of Land Management, the Service of the Land Management Agency, except for the land with the Ministry of the Department of Defense, use for the military purpose of the Indian lands used where motorized access is prohibited and where more negligible disturbances likely occur. Alright, operators. Operators advise notify the surface of the man-made agent required to make with a good faith effort to provide with the private surface office. Private surface owner prior to the entry will allow the surface management of the agency private surface owner to inform the operator sensitive to the resources the area that needs to be avoided in any of the difficult or problem condition. When the API is submitted with the stake include with the center stake with the proposed well with the 250 direction reference stake with the exterior with the dimension with the drill pad reverse pit with the cut with the veil with the outer limit of the area with the disturb with the unless the variance is granted because of the well of the road over the location of the assisted off location facilities may be changed with the result of the on-site inspection. Operator may request the variance of the full staking requirements for the purpose of conducting the initial on-site sub-inspection. However, the full staking requirements is found with the oil and gas onshore order number 1 must meet with before the APD can be approved. The off-location facilities must be staked as well with the center line with the new roads and routes of the flow lines and flower lines while the stake is visible from one neck to the next and visible. The steep terrain, environmental sensitive areas to the fill staking and the slope of the staking that may be required for the road to any of the ancillary facilities. The well location must be described with the location of the surface, the disturbance of the proximity of the nearest section line, leases lines, and ownership of the special of the areas on or areas boundaries and the geographical coordinate of the reference of the National Space Reference System, Spatial Reference System, North American datum 1983, and feet with the direction with the nearest two adjacent section line with the if and with the rectangular survey shift to the nearest two adjacent property lines. Authorized officer for the option approving the use of the Bureau of Land Management geographical coordinated database and describing the boundaries of the geographical coordinated database of the coordinates reliably ensures the operation within intended boundaries on surveyed township. The latest protraction amendment of the protraction diagram will be used to describe the boundaries. Registered survey with the coordinate with the cadastral survey section appropriate with the Bureau of Land Management state official, particularly where the boundaries are certain or unsurveyed. On-site inspection environmental review permit approval within 10 days of receipt of the notice of the taking APD packet for the Bureau of Land Management coordinated with the operative with the surface management agent for the private the surface owner with the schedule for the day of the on-site inspection. On-site will help the soon with the practical based on the schedule whether the coordination of the operative with the National Forest System lands or the Forest Services will schedule the on-site inspection with the Bureau of Land Management involvement. The on-site inspection team will include the Bureau of Land Management, Surface Management Agency, representative of the owner and operating permitting agency, with the operative associated with the planning of the work, the judge with the operator, principal of the work, dirt work contractor, the agency responsible specialist, surveyors, pipeline, utility company, representative. While the on-site inspection primary private services of the service operator owner will be invited by the Bureau of Land Management. Purpose of the on-site inspection is to discover the proposal, determine the best location of the well, with the road facilities, identify the specific site-specific concern with potential environmental impacts associated with the proposal, discuss the conditions of the approval, and the possible environmental best management practice for the mitigation of the practice impacts before the condition of the on-site. The Bureau of Land Management, Surface Management Agency will determine whether any of the following requirement features would affect the operation of the proposed land management plan, lease stipulations, level of National Environmental Policy Act, animals required, well spacing, cultural survey needs, wildlife survey needs, repairing wetland survey, exclusive slopes of exclusive and slopes and erosive soils, landowner consolation, roadway, pipeline, utility right-of-way with the Forest Service special use for the authorization. Agricultural research for the sense of the threat with the endangered species with the other register for the survey of the information needed in order to comply with the National Historic Preservation Act with the Endangered Species Act, or to complete a staff with a review of the environmental analysis under the National Environmental Policy Act. If the operator complying with control of the survey with the reports of each for the submission of these reports, the Service Management Agency for the priority on-site inspection will ensure the timely efficiency, consolation, and environmental review of the proceed with the process for the APD with the agricultural resource of the block survey with the option provided by the operator will be increased flexibility to locate, relocate the well roads and utilities on-site inspection, reduce the need to conduct additional surveys for the could delay of the project. Basic land management, surface management agency, the private contractor will complete the environmental review process in accordance with the Bureau of Land Management. Surface management agency will issue the decision document excluding Septic for the National Forest System lands where the environmental review is conducted jointly, each for the agency with its own decision. APTs of the federal leases will not be approved by the Bureau of Land Management after the completion of the environmental review. The public posting of the publication notification process. Approved payments will be submitted to the operator permanent application modified existing lease stipulation right away. The term of the condition for the APT with the sundry notice condition approval to develop during the permit review of the process of the operator must have to comply with the approved the APT with the condition approval available for review. Drill sites including during the construction and Greek elimination phases. Operators are responsible for contractor the subcontractor complying with the APDs approved APDs. Variances. The operator may make a written request of the agency for the justification of the request of the variance of the requirements of onshore order number 1. Request must be explained the reason for the variance needed to demonstrate how the operator will satisfy the intent of the order. Lease stipulation exemption for the exemptions and waiver the modification. Many of the leases contain stipulations developed during the land use the process and planning process. Land use plan was true for the primary vehicle will explain with the industry, other agents, the public, and circumstance of the procedure on with which the exemption waiver the modification of the lease stipulation may be granted. An operator may request the authorized officer of the grant of the exemption waiver modification of lease stipulation explained with the Code Federal Regulations Title 43 Code Part 3101. 124 Board of Land Management and Title 36 Code Federal Regulation 228-104 Forest Service. Operators' request should be submitted with the written and include with the information demonstrated for the factor relating to the inclusion. Lease has been changed significantly to make the protection provided with the stipulation no longer justifiable. The proposed operation will not cause unacceptable impacts. When drilling operation is proposed, the land management and other surface management agency for the Board of Land Management will forward the operator request surface management agency and obtain with the concurrence of recommendation of the all final decision process for the Bureau of Land Management. After drilling has recommended the Bureau of Land Management, Federal Forest Service, the operation, National Forest Service, land may be considered verbal request for the exemption waiver of the modification. However, the verbal request must be followed up by the written request, and within 7 days, Bureau of Land Management Forest Service will confirm in writing the verbal approval. Our Bureau of Land Management right away and Forest Service special use the authorization. Bureau of Land Administrative land with the National Forest Service lands upstream of the custody of the transfer point of the access road, the utilities located within the release within the unitized area which are to be constructed and managed by the leaseholders. Operators can be authorized by the owner APG with its undried note for the on and off lease units for the pipeline road. The utility constructed and managed by someone other than the leaser holder operator they require with the Bureau of Land Management right away with the Federal Forest Service special use operation. Our Bureau of Land Management, administrative land pipelines, except for the roads is located with the lease for the utilized with the required with the right-of-way pipeline with the Bureau of Land Management, administrative roads, or lands administrative with the 2 or more federal agencies located with the downstrip of the custody transfer point on either and off the lease if there is required with the right-of-way for the Bureau of Land Management. Refer to Title 43, see Code Regulation 2800 of April 22nd, 2005 of the National Forest Service. Lands, certain access roads, utilities include pipeline downstream and over the custody of the transfer point may require special use authorization. Title 36 CFR Part 252 Subpart B. A detailed APD can be accepted with the application for the Bureau of Land Management right away with the lease for the Federal Service special use authorization facility owned leaseholder operator in lieu of the application for the Transportation Utility System facilities of the federal land standing Form 299. If the leaseholder operator plan with the review of the APD with the application should be provided with sufficient detail of the entire proposal, including all facilities located off the lease for the notice of taking or the APD on inspections. On-site inspection involved with the rights of the way of the Bureau of Land Management, Administrative Land, Bureau of Land Management. Review items pre-application checklist for the operator pre-application meets and has not already been taken place will provide the operator with a blank statement Form 299. The right-of-way of the projection information will include the APD sundry, rather than being submitted with the same Form 299 to you. The operator must comply with the submit with the APD with the sundry note of the Bureau of Land Management, surface use plan and operation reference of the requested rights of the way with the maps and plan with the development contained with the information specific to the right-of-way of the construction of the required detail with the Bureau of Land Management evaluate application to determine the cost of recovery, the process of the fees of the category request for the non-refundable bull processing fee. In addition, will the information may be required with the after the processing fee and additional information have been received with the Bureau of Land Management will process the right of way of the application. So the following completion with the National Environmental Policy Act and else if the entire protection with a decision will be issued concerning the approval of the right of way. Upon the decision with the granting of the right of way, Bureau of Land Management will require that the application signed with the right of way with the grant with the return of the payment of the rent and with the cost of the recovery, monitoring fees of the rent and fee for the sign with the right of way with the grant return with the Bureau of Land Management. The grant will be executed with the authorized officer with a copy of the applicant and leaseholder with the APD with the certificate use of the plan. The Forest Service use for the similar with the process of the approval of the APD certificate use of the plan operation associated with the special use of the operation when needed with the pipeline access roads utility located entirely with the National Forest System land with the special use. The authorization may include APD condition approval of any of the special situation result of the National Environmental Policy Act. Alright, other authorizations. All proposed drilling operation related with the surface disturbance activities as well. The chain with the approve the APD with approve of the such activities conducted as will be in accordance with the lease for the term and conditions approval of the Title 43 CFR 3160 the onshore oil and gas orders notice of the leasers. Operation of the National Forest System land with approval of the surface plan operation also in accordance with the Title 36 Part 228 Subpart E of the Bureau of Land Management. Final approval of the APD. Approval must be obtained with the Bureau of Land Management with the drilling private source of the final minerals. Bureau of Land Management approval of the APD does not relieve the operator of obtaining any of the other authorization approval required with the conducting drilling related subsequent operation. This includes the requirements of federal, tribal, state, and local authorities. Exploration development on split estates on then federally owned surface of the federally owned minerals. The operator must have the good efforts with the notified of the private surface owner before entering a private service. Just take well locations to access the road to conduct agricultural biological survey. The APD notice of the taking sundry notice permitting the news surface disturbing and the activity. These must contain with the name of the address, the telephone number, the email address, and the private surface owner if the Bureau of Land Management invite the surface owner to participate with the onsite of the file reclamation and inspection. Will take consideration of the need of the surface owner with the review of the APD with the reclamation points of approval of final abandonment. Reclamation APD, the Bureau of Land Management will offer the surface owner with the same level of the surface protection. Bureau of Land Management provide the federal surface. The Bureau of Land Management will not apply standard with the condition of the exceed with the shows of the would be normally applied with the federal surface, even when with requested by the surface owner. Prior approval of the APD sundry must conduct with the new surface with the disturbing activities of the operator must comply with as part of the complete with the application for the good faith of the operator has been made to reach the surface use of the agreement of the private surface owner with the agreement that was reached if they were it failed. If the surface owner with the owner and the operator are fail to reach an agreement, the operator must file with a bond within the Bureau limited within the $1,000 minimum for the benefits of the surface owner for the cover the compensation, such reasonable foreseeable loss of the property damage of the tangible improvements private with the APD with the Bureau of Land Management will advise the surface owner with the right to jump it, check sufficiently bound with a review of the value of the bond of the surface owner object with the Bureau of Land Management. We either confirm the current bond amount of established for the new amount for the ones of the operator has been adequate bond of the Bureau of Land Management move will approve the APD with the following the APD approval of the operator and the surface owner may appeal with the Bureau of Land Management final decision on the bond amount. The owner must negotiate a good faith with the surface owner with a negotiate good faith provided the form of the operator surface owner of the discover the preference for the need for the both and surface owner of the operator in addressing those needs of the operator may be able to notify the development and propose to the both minimize the development surface owner's property while reducing reclamation, surface damage cost. For example, the operator cost may be minimized by placing the road facility for the location of the meet the surface owner for the long-term development of the plan with the property thereby lessening the future reclamation obligation of the operator. Surface use for the agreement of the surface of the operator is confidential. However, the APD surface use of the plan operation must contain sufficient detail about any aspect of the agreement necessary for the National Environmental Policy Act of the documentation to determine the operation will be in compliance with the law, regulation, onshore orders, agency policy. While the operator submit for the surface use of the plan operation Bureau of Land Management, the operator must make with a good faith provide with a copy of the surface owner of the following APD approval. The operator must also provide with the conditions approved with the surface owner with the addition of the operator may make with a good faith effort to provide a copy of the proposal involved with the new surface distribution of the private surface owner. Indian lands. The Bureau of Land Management profit the APD master and development plan with its undried notes for the tribal and allowed for the oil and gas lease for the Indian Mineral Development Act, mineral agreements of the mineral manner similar with the federal leave for the approval of the procedure, but including with the cultural resource for the environmental requirements may vary between the reservations depending on the tribal ordinance from whether the tribe they have. They assume for the function of the state historical preservation office with both Bureau of Land Affairs Bureau of Indian Affairs within the tribe to have the opportunity to recommend with the condition approval of the APD for the process of such application. Bureau of Land Management consider the Bureau of Indian Affairs to be subversive management agency for all Indian lands. Unless the tribe has been contract with the Bureau of Indian Lands, reality function for its land with the Bureau of Indian Lands is the lead federal agency complying with the Section 106 of the National Historic Preservation Act on Indian lands, although they may vary in some states, operate reasonably for obtainable any special use of access permit for appropriate Bureau of Indian Lands and or tribal offices for the Bureau of Land Management are not required for the post APDs manual subject to the Indian land leases and agreements for public inspection. Alright, bonding is required with the Title 43 CFR 3104, the Title 36 CFR 228, Subpart E for the oil and gas lease operation, ordered to ensure that the operation performs obligation for the lease of the contract include, but not limited to the royalty obligation, plunging and leaseholds as well, for the surface reclamation, cleaning up the abandonment of the operation. The operator may post the bond in either the own name, obtain with the consent of the surety owner, existing leaser's bond, operating right owner's bond, or extending coverage under the existing bond that includes such operations. Bond may security pledge with the back by cash and negotiable security the certificate of the deposit letter of the credit minimum amount of $10,000 in lieu of the $10,000 lease bond with a bond not less than $25,000 statewide operation or $150,000 for a nationwide operation may be furnished for the operator must identify the type of the bond with the bond number of the APD form. The authorized officer may require increase the amount of the bond factors include with unlimited history of the previous violation notice for the mineral management services. And that they are uncollected royalties due. A total number, location, depth of wells, age of the reduction capability of the field, unique environmental issue for the total cost of the plunging existing well, reclaiming the receipt of the president. Bond amount with the unacceptable amount, principal bond principal operator lease for the request of the principal party, partial release or release of the lease bond over the portion of the abandonment of the final reclamation process for the deemed to complete with the authorized officer for the state national bonds cannot partially be released. The operator may notify the authorized officer prior to upon completion of the lease held with abandonment for the final reclaiming activities. A separate bond was required with the right of way with a special use for the authorization, cover the leave for the damage for the injury of the human health, environmental property, with the connection with the use of the occupancy for the determination of the right of way. Title 43 of Title 43 CFR 2800 and Title 36 CFR 251 Subpart B of the Bureau of Land Management will require a separate bond with the particular service owner of the split asset. State situation operated the surface owner failed to reach an agreement regarding items for the compensation for the loss of the damage of the waiver for operation of the National Forest System lands. The authorized by the Forest Service officer may require additional bonding prior to during the conducting operation. Title 36 CFR 228-109. Then it shows a picture. Chapter 4 Construction and Maintenance.